All right, so we've got a real showdown on our hands, a high-stakes legal battle that absolutely exploded on social media. We're talking about a powerful US senator going head-to-head with a crypto billionaire who just got a presidential pardon. And believe me, this is way more than just a Twitter spat. It's a major clash over politics, reputation, and what a crime even is.
It all kicked off with this one single loaded word: corruption. When Senator Elizabeth Warren posted on X about Changpeng Zhao's pardon, she didn't just criticize it, she flat out called it corruption. And yeah, that one word was all it took to light the fuse on a legal firestorm.
So, how in the world does one post escalate into threats of a massive defamation lawsuit? To really get that, you've got to know who the main players are in this story.
On one side of the ring, you've got Senator Elizabeth Warren, who is probably one of the most well-known and vocal critics of the crypto industry in Washington. And in the other corner, you have Changpeng Zhao, who most people just call CZ, the founder of Binance, one of the biggest crypto exchanges on the entire planet. Now, Warren's post wasn't just some vague jab. She made 3 very specific claims. First, that CZ pleaded guilty to a criminal money laundering charge. Second, that he helped finance Trump's stablecoin. And third, that he lobbied to get that pardon. And you can bet CZ and his team were not going to let that slide, especially that first point about money laundering.
And CZ's response? Well, it wasn't just a quick reply on social media. Nope. This got very serious very fast. His lawyers drafted a formal letter, and just like that, an online squabble turned into a very real legal threat.
And they were not pulling any punches. CZ's lawyer came out with this incredibly strong statement, basically accusing a sitting senator of misusing her power to ruin his name. This is the moment where they officially drew a line in the sand. So what did they actually want? It was an ultimatum, plain and simple. Retract the tweet, take back what you said in a Senate resolution, or they said, we'll pursue all legal remedies. In other words, delete it or we'll see you in court.
Okay, so what happens when a crypto billionaire threatens to sue a US senator? Well, in this case, her office didn't budge, not one bit. Let's dig into how they fired back.
Warren's lawyer responded with what was basically a legal brick wall. Without merit, full stop. He just completely dismissed the threat, arguing that their claims of defamation had absolutely no legal legs to stand on.
And this gets us to the heart of their defense. And it's a classic one. See, for a statement to count as defamation, it has to be false. Warren's team is saying, hey, everything in that post is true. It's based on public info, so it literally can't be defamatory. Truth, they're saying, is the ultimate shield.
This whole entire battle really comes down to just a handful of words, the exact legal language in CZ's guilty plea. The tiny difference between what the senator said and what he was actually charged with, well, that's everything here.
Okay, look at this side by side. It's super important. Senator Warren said he pleaded guilty to a criminal money laundering charge, but the actual plea, it was for failing to maintain an effective anti-money laundering program. It's a subtle difference, right? But in the legal world, that kind of subtlety is a huge deal. He wasn't charged with doing the laundering, but with failing to stop it.
The specific law that CZ broke was the Bank Secrecy Act. And this, right here, is the key to Warren's whole defense. Her lawyer's argument is that the entire purpose of that act is to prevent money laundering. So, in their view, describing it as a money laundering charge, well, it might not be the exact legal term, but they'd argue it's true in spirit. So to really get what's happening, we gotta zoom out. This isn't just about semantics. It's a story about a presidential pardon, the messy intersection of crypto and politics, and this really, really high bar that public figures have to clear to win a defamation case.
And man, look how fast all of this went down. He pleads guilty, gets sentenced to a few months in prison, and then boom, a year and a half later, a pardon from the president. Warren's post hits almost immediately, and within days, the lawyers are already firing letters back and forth. It was a whirlwind.
So why did Senator Warren use that word, corruption? Well, the context here is everything. According to news reports, this pardon came after a pretty pricey and long lobbying campaign aimed at Trump's inner circle. On top of that, there were reports about links between Binance and a crypto project connected to Trump's family. You put all those pieces together, and that's what fueled the senator's accusation.
And here it is. This might be the single biggest hurdle for CZ's lawsuit. Because he's a public figure, it's not enough to just prove that what Warren said was false. He has to prove something called actual malice. That means proving she knew it was false when she tweeted it, or that she just didn't care one way or the other. And let me tell you, in American law, that is an incredibly high bar to clear. Which, of course, brings us to the big, looming question at the heart of all this. In this age of instant hot takes and 280-character attacks, where do we draw the line? What's the difference between tough, protected political speech and a statement that actually crosses over into illegal defamation? This fight might just play a role in figuring that out for all of us.